How can I measure my sodium intake? If you are curious about how to measure your sodium intake, especially while following a ketogenic diet, you are in the right place. Sodium plays a vital role in your body, affecting nerve function, muscle contraction, and fluid balance. On a ketogenic diet, your body tends to excrete more sodium, which can lead to symptoms like fatigue or muscle cramps if your intake is too low. So, how can you keep track of your sodium levels effectively? There are two main methods to measure sodium intake: tracking your food and drink or testing what your body excretes in urine. Let's break these down. First, dietary tracking is the most straightforward way. You can keep a record of everything you eat and drink throughout the day. Use nutrition databases or food labels to find out how much sodium is in each item. This method works best if you mainly eat whole and processed foods. However, it can be tricky if you dine out often or consume packaged foods with hidden sodium. The second method involves urine testing. Since sodium primarily leaves your body through urine, measuring sodium in urine can give you a good idea of your intake. The most accurate way is to collect all urine over a 24-hour period and analyze it for sodium content. While this method is precise, it can be inconvenient for daily use. If you want something simpler, you can take a single urine sample at any time of day. There are formulas, like the Intersalt or Kawasaki equations, that can estimate your sodium excretion from this single sample. While this method is handy for research, it may not be as reliable for individual assessments, especially if your hydration levels or kidney function vary. Now, let's talk about how this relates to the ketogenic diet. On this diet, you may lose more sodium due to lower insulin levels and increased urine output. This makes monitoring your sodium intake especially important. If you experience symptoms like lightheadedness or cramps, it could indicate low sodium levels, often referred to as keto flu. To maintain a healthy sodium balance, consider these practical steps. Track your sodium intake using apps or food diaries, paying special attention to added salt and high-sodium foods. Listen to your body. If you notice symptoms of low sodium, you might want to increase your intake with options like broth, salted nuts, or electrolyte supplements. If you prefer a more precise measurement, you can discuss 24-hour urine testing with a healthcare provider. While this is not necessary for most people, it can be beneficial if you have specific health concerns. Spot urine tests and formulas are generally used for research rather than daily monitoring. Keep in mind that individual sodium needs can vary. Some people are more sensitive to sodium, meaning their blood pressure can change significantly with different levels of intake. On a ketogenic diet, ensuring you get enough sodium is often more important than cutting back. In practice, most individuals on a ketogenic diet can manage their sodium levels by tracking their intake and adjusting based on how they feel. Regular monitoring, whether through diet tracking or paying attention to your body, is the best way to stay balanced. Remember, the goal is not to avoid sodium but to ensure you have enough to support your body, especially as your diet changes how you retain and lose electrolytes.